With the release of the Megamind 2 trailer that was an absolute disaster, featuring the Doom Syndicate, that was pretty much comprised of a bunch of 40-year-olds going through a midlife crisis and dressing up as supervillains for their child's birthday party with a $5 budget, I decided to take matters into my own hands. I was like, no, I'm done with this outrageous disaster. I can do better. I decided to consult the dark arts, the forbidden knowledge jutsu of ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT to design 4 villains for the League of Villainy that will take down Megamind, all of which have terrifying, dastardly backstories that relate somehow to our titular main character Megamind and how the battle is gonna go down. I haven't seen what they've written, but I think it's gonna be beautiful. They even drew cute little images of what the villains will look like. So our first villain is the Disco Dynamo. The Disco Dynamo, formerly known as Derek Discote, was Metro City's most beloved disco dance instructor. His life took a tragic turn during one of Megamind's early attempts to take over the city, where a misfired D-Groove Ray intended to make Megamind's moves unbeatable at the annual Metro City dance-off. That does sound like something Megamind would do in the actual story, so already I'm hooked onto this. This is absolutely the peak of villainy. If I were a Metro City civilian, I'd be begging to get out of there. I'd rather be living in Arkham City, for what it's worth, because if you got someone with a D-Groove Ray, what is life? Anyway, it hit Derek's dance studio. The ray didn't just ruin his groove, it transformed Derek into a disco-themed villain, compelled to spread disco fever. Literally, a fever that makes you dance uncontrollably to the masses. Blaming Megamind for his sparkly polyester fate, Disco Dynamo vows revenge. And that absolutely someone you do not want to mess with. This guy is truly one of the greatest villains Megamind may ever come up with. We even know how the battle is gonna go down. His plan is to use a boogie bomb, a device that emits a powerful disco beat causing uncontrollable dancing. He aims to infiltrate Megamind's lair with this device, believing that if he can force Megamind to dance endlessly, he'll be too exhausted to fight back or concoct any of his notorious plans. Wonderful time for a good villain monologue that'll take place in the movie. Perfect for some really stupid dance scenes, which children's movies love to add, like for example Hotel Transylvania, where they're on the ship and all of a sudden they all just start grooving. They hit the beat and do a little like shoulder bopping, and then he gets to defeat Megamind. Well, it doesn't exactly go to plan according to ChatGPT, because they've written in a beautiful climax for this. During a dramatic confrontation at Megamind's lair, Disco Dynamo unleashes the boogie bomb. Megamind, caught off guard, begins to boogie uncontrollably. However, the plan backfires when Megamind's dance moves generate enough kinetic energy to power up his lair defenses, ultimately turning the tide against Disco Dynamo. And I still think somehow that plot will be more interesting than what we get in Despicable Me 2. There's something just so Deus Ex Machina about the disco bomb managing to make him dance, and then that somehow powers up with kinetic energy his defenses, which would also be funny if like he straight up murders him with a machine gun defense system. Like, it's a kid's movie all the way up until the final death, and then Disco Dynamo gets shot to high heaven, bullets through the chest, through the head, and that's when you know you're in the R-rated Megamind now. The trailer was a fake out. This is the real Megamind for adults. Anyway, that's the end of Disco Dynamo. All ChatGPT says is the lair's defenses turn against him, so I guess we imagine he's killed off screen. But this next villain may give Megamind a run for his money. The Pigeon Ator. Patricia Pigeon, a timid ornithologist specializing in urban birds, was conducting a study on pigeons of Metro City when Megamind's brainbot accidentally released a concoction of superintelligence serum meant for Minion. The serum didn't reach Minion, but instead was consumed by Patricia's pigeon subjects, turning them into hyper-intelligent telepathic birds. Overwhelmed by the collective consciousness of pigeons, Patricia merged minds with the flock, becoming the Pigeon Ator. Now, with an army of mind-controlled pigeons at her command, she seeks to take revenge on Megamind for ruining her life and research, aiming to turn Metro City into a utopia for pigeons. That sounds like an upgrade for her. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not exactly seeing what she's hating here. It seems like if she doesn't lose anything, she just gets the power to control pigeons. That's not really a downgrade. I don't know why she'd want to go after Metro Man. I mean, Megamind. But hey, we gotta trust the scriptwriter. The scriptwriter has this planned out. They've had it planned out since Megamind 1. We gotta see how it goes. So the plan is that the Pigeon Ator intends to deploy her army of hyper-intelligent pigeons to conduct a series of strategic attacks on Megamind's infrastructure. Urban warfare, basically. Aiming to isolate him from his gadgets and minion. Once isolated, she plans to use her psychic connection to the pigeons to overwhelm Megamind's mind with the collective consciousness of thousands of pigeons. That is the worst plan I've ever heard. I'm sorry, I know I'm meant to be saying that this is gonna be great, but oh my goodness, that is awful. The guy is literally called Megamind! Megamind! If he's got one thing going for him, it's his mind. Anyway, let's see how it goes in the execution. Pigeons swarm Megamind's lair, creating chaos and pecking away at his gadgets. As Megamind struggles against the avian onslaught, the Pigeon Ator attempts to invade his mind. However, Megamind's helmet protects him from her psychic attacks, and he ingeniously redirects the pigeons towards Metro City's newly installed giant bird feeders, neutralizing the threat. How convenient. It looks like Megamind thought of this far in advance. And again, the Pigeon Ator, bit of an idiot for deciding to use telepathic attacks against the guy whose whole shtick is his brain. But for real though, that design legitimately beats that stupid League of Syndicate villains or whatever that was in the Megamind 2 trailer. That is legitimately really awesome. Anyway, number 3 is Sir Lance a Little. Larry Lance was an unassuming accountant with a fascination for medieval reenactments. Sounds like a Redditor. His life changed forever when Megamind's time teaser device accidentally teleported him into the medieval era during a battle between Megamind and Metro Man. Spending years in the past, Larry trained as a knight, adopting the persona of Sir Lance a Little. When Megamind finally corrected the timeline, bringing Larry back, he found the modern world unrecognizable and blamed Megamind for his time-trapped torment. Armed with a lance that can extend to ridiculous lengths and an acronym I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. He aims to joust Megamind out of existence. Sheesh. This is the absolute menace here. Truly a terrifying villain to be reckoned with. He's got the nice guy face. The sort of face that you see on those TikTok Disneyified faces. So his plan involves a strategy that challenges Metro Man to a medieval-style joust. He believes that by defeating Megamind in public... Did I say Metro Man again earlier? What is wrong with me? Am I obsessed with Metro Man? Am I in love with him? I meant Megamind. He believes that by defeating Megamind in a public display of combat, he will not only remove Megamind as a threat, but also undermine his reputation, leaving him discredited and powerless in the eyes of Metro City citizens. I don't know why I saw execution and then suddenly realized that, he's gonna be freaking executed? Megamind's gonna use the guillotine on him before I realize it's how he executes the plan. I am stupid. I am not the Megamind here. The joust takes place at the center of Metro City, with Sir Lance a Little riding a robotic steed and Megamind in a hovercraft. As they charge at each other, Megamind, using his intellect of course, outmaneuvers the knight, employing holograms to confuse him. Sir Lance a Little, disoriented, ends up jousting a hologram, catapulting himself into a giant inflatable castle Megamind had prepared as a safety net, leaving him in a rather undignified heap. Dude, this is exactly how I can see a plot going in a proper movie. This is some Minions Rise of Gru level stuff. Like, that's perfect already. Beautiful. Sir Joust a Little, wonderful, wonderful villain. Perfect. Now, what about Dr. Quack? Dr. Mallard Quack was a brilliant but eccentric scientist working on a device to communicate with ducks. During a demonstration of his duck speak device in Metro City Park, Megamind's battle with Metro Man caused a catastrophic explosion, fusing Dr. Quack with his invention and a nearby duck. Now half duck, half man, and all mad scientist, Dr. Quack has developed a vendetta against Megamind for turning him into a feathered freak. His goal, to unleash an army of ducks with advanced technology on Metro City, proving once and for all that ducks are superior, and to get revenge on Megamind. Well, then he should be thanking Megamind that he got turned into a duck. Who am I to question this? I shouldn't be questioning him. That's him right there. That's more like something out of Looney Tunes, like a Donald Duck rival. His plan is to unleash his most ambitious invention, the Quackinator, a device capable of turning any organic matter into ducks. His plan is to transform Megamind's gadgets, lair, and even his beloved minion into ducks, thereby stripping him of all his resources. In the final phase, he plans to confront a defenseless Megamind directly, with a horde of technologically enhanced ducks at his command. Honestly, sounds pretty cool. I love the idea of like the emotional moment where poor little minion gets turned into a duck. Truly, one of the saddest moments in children's movies of all time. Anyway, the execution goes, Dr. Quack initiates his plan, causing chaos as various objects around Metro City begin to turn into ducks. Megamind, however, anticipates this bizarre turn of events and counters with a reverse Quackinator he had developed after studying Dr. Quack's patterns. The device reverses the effects, turning the ducks back to the original forms and even converting some of Dr. Quack's gadgets into harmless ducklings. In the end, Dr. Quack is left surrounded by ducks, perhaps realizing he's gone a bit too far. And then the ducks proceed to cannibalize Dr. Quack. And then you realize this is the kind of movie you're in for. I just love the idea that out of any of these, randomly Megamind turns into like an R18+. Anyway, all of those, they honestly do sound better than whatever this Doom Syndicate of villainy or whatever is cooking up. Because they're cooking up some really rotten food. It is absolutely gross. So hopefully they can take some tips that they learned in this video from ChatGPT and they can add them to it. And I'm expecting to see Sir Lancelot, the Pigeon Ator, Disco Dynamo, and Dr. Quack's big debut on the big screen whenever it comes. And I'll be just as excited to see them fighting Megamind and feeling that Megamind 1 vibe again. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.